Good day, everyone. Our next topic is about cost of goods sold and inventory system. So, our learning objective for today is at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define net purchases and related accounts such as returns, allowance, discounts, and freight in. And then we will compute goods available for sale and COGS or cost of goods sold under both periodic and perpetual system. And then we will compare and contrast the periodic versus perpetual inventory system and their account treatment. So it's just like similar with our past lesson, but goes lang tayo deeper. Okay, we will identify which purchase accounts are added or deducted in each inventory system, and then we will demonstrate journal entries for both periodic and perpetual inventory system. We will also apply knowledge through activities in real life business example. So, let's have a short recap of our past lesson. Okay, what is merchandising? Okay, the key concept to understand before we dive in is, of course, merchandising business buy and sell finished goods for profit. So, ito yung mga business na bumibili ng finished goods already and binibenta nila para tumubo. Okay, hindi sila nagpa-process kundi kung ano yung pagkakabili nila ng item is gano'n din nila yun ibibenta. Inventory is a major asset and it must be carefully tracked and managed. So yung inventory dito is yung um, paninda. Okay, yung mga paninda na binibenta ng merchandising business. Unlike service firms, merchandisers hold physical stock, examples, retail stores and wholesalers. So, yung pagkakaiba ng merchandising sa service business is yung merchandising merong physical stock. While ang service business, they just offer service. So, wala silang tangible product. While the merchandising, they have tangible product and they hold physical stock. So, example nga nito is yung mga groceries at yung mga wholesaler. We also tackled about periodic versus perpetual. So as I have said, this is just a recap, no? Both system track inventory, but when and how they update differ. So they both track inventory, magkaiba lang kung kailan at kung paano. So sa periodic, nagtatrack tayo ng inventory at the end of the period via physical count. So, pag periodic, binibilang natin isa-isa or physical count yung mga item at the end of the accounting period, whether it's monthly or quarterly or yearly. While in perpetual, it is a continuous update. So, updated continuously after each transaction. So, kapag merong bumili, nag-update agad yung inventory or nababawasan agad. So, unlike the periodic na at the end of the accounting period pa. Sa periodic, uses separate purchases account. So kapag periodic yung ginamit nating method sa accounting, meron tayong account na tinatawag na purchases. Ito yung account na ginagamit kapag bumibili tayo ng mga paninda or merchandise. While in perpetual, uses inventory account directly. Kapag perpetual method yung ginagamit natin, ang account na ginagamit natin is inventory. Again, kapag periodic, ang ginagamit natin na account sa pagre-record ng mga merchandise ay purchases, while sa perpetual, ang ginagamit natin na account ay inventory. COGS, or cost of goods sold, is computed at the period end, while COGS in perpetual is recorded at each sale. So what is COGS? It is the cost of goods sold, which is magkano yung halaga ng mga nabenta nating item. So ito ay kinocompute kapag periodic at the end of the accounting period na. While in perpetual, every sale ay nagre-record na tayo ng COGS, or cost of goods sold. Sa periodic, it is simple and low cost because hindi natin kailangan bumili ng mga POS system. So, makakamura tayo at simple ang recording. While in perpetual, it requires real-time stock visibility. So, therefore, we have to purchase machines or POS machine para makapag inventory, or makapag ah, bilang ng inventory real time, kasi nga every time na may bumibili, nagre-record agad siya using the POS system. Okay, in periodic, no real-time stock data. So, hindi natin malalaman kung ilan yung stocks natin agad-agad using the periodic, because sabi nga natin, magbibilang lang tayo every end of the accounting period. So, hindi natin alam kung magkano yung umaalis or dumadating na stock in real time, or kung magkano na lang yung natitirang stock in real time. Okay, sa perpetual, it requires more record keeping. So, mas maraming nire-required na account sa record keeping pagdating ng perpetual, dahil for example, yun nga, kapag nagre-record tayo ng sale, we require four accounts, no? Is it cash or accounts receivable? And then we have the sale, and we have the inventory, and the cost of goods sold. So, apat na account na yung kailangan. While in periodic, dalawa lang. Ano lang, sale and purchases. Okay. I know, sale and if it's cash or accounts receivable. So, yun. So, now let's compute net purchases. So, paano natin kino-compute yung net purchases, or kung magkano yung mga pumasok na mga purchases sa atin, or yung mga inventory or merchandise na meron tayo. Okay. So, the formula for net purchases is purchases minus returns minus allowances minus discounts plus freight in equals net purchases. So, when we say purchases, it is the total cost of goods both from suppliers. So, pag purchases, ito yung mga binili natin na goods galing kay supplier. So, again, sa periodic, ang tawag natin ay purchases. Pag perpetual, ang tawag natin ay inventory. Now, we will subtract the returns and allowances doon sa ating mga nabili. So, minus returns and allowances, goods returned or price reduction is being deducted. So, when we say return, ito yung mga item na binalik nung buyer sa atin. Okay, when we say naman the allowances, or returned allowances, ito yung mga item na defective, or defective na hindi na naibalik ni buyer, pero ang ginawa mo na lang is nagbigay ka na lang ng allowance or discounts para masettle na lang. Para kahit hindi niya naibalik yung item, for example, sira na yung item at hindi na ibabalik ni buyer, you just deduct yung worth ng amount na sira na no need nang ibalik ni buyer. Okay, when we say discount, it is the cash discount that we have tackled, no? Early payment savings on purchases. So kapag nagbayad ng maaga si buyer at um, binigyan mo siya ng terms kung magkanong discount, so i-deduct natin yung mga discounts. And also, we will add the freight in. So, kung mapapansin natin sa formula, the purchases, lahat ng mga nabili natin, ibabawas doon yung mga binalik at yung mga defective items. Okay? And then, ibabawas din yung mga discounts na naibigay natin. At i-add natin yung cost ng shipping fee or yung freight in. Okay? So, yung matitira doon ay yung tinatawag natin na net purchase. Okay, again, purchase minus returns, minus allowances, minus discounts, plus freight in is equal to net purchase. So, ano-ano ba yung mga ibabawas at idideduct? Again, ang idadagdag natin sa ating net purchases na kasama sa net purchase is the freight in. Freight in is available only in periodic system. So dahil sa ating perpetual, hindi natin siya ini-include kundi sinasama natin siya sa ating inventory. Okay, so freight in is added to purchases to get net purchases. Okay, inadagdag siya sa purchases para makuha yung net purchases. While in perpetual, it's added directly to inventory account. As I have said, hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng separate na freight in account kapag perpetual method ang ginagamit natin. Okay, ano naman yung mga ide-deduct natin para makuha natin yung net purchases? Again, we will deduct the purchases return, yung mga binalik ng customer, purchases allowance, yung mga item na hindi na naibalik ni customer pero defective, so nagbigay na lang tayo ng discounts or allowance dahil doon sa defective na item. And then we have the purchase discount or the cash discount. Ito yung binibigay natin na discount kapag maagang nagbabayad si buyer. So they are being deducted in both periodic and perpetual system to get the net purchases. Okay, let's have an example here on how to compute the net purchases. For example, you purchase a merchandise worth 50,000 and then meron kang return o may nagbalik na customer na worth 3,000. So you will subtract that and then you will subtract again another purchases allowance, which is ito yung mga defective item na hindi na naibalik ni customer but you agreed na bigyan na lang siya ng um, refund para hindi niya or para masettle lang yung account na. And you have to subtract again the purchases discounts or yung mga discount na binibigay natin kapag nag-early payment. Okay, so tatlong iso-subtract: the purchases return, the purchases allowance, and the purchase discount. And then we will add the freight in or yung shipping fee na ginastos natin sa pag-ship ng product papunta sa ating negosyo. Again, freight in means papasok ng negosyo natin. Binabayad natin sa shipping fee ng mga items na papasok sa ating negosyo. So therefore, if we will compute that, so 50,000 minus 3,000 minus 2,000 minus 1,000 plus 1,500 and that would be 45,500. So yun yung ating net purchase. Okay, bakit natin kailangang computein yung net purchase? It is because kailangan natin yun para makompute naman yung goods available for sale. When we say goods available for sale, ito yung mga goods na um, in stock. Okay? Or pwedeng itinda. Okay, the beginning inventory is the stock on hand at the start of the period. So, yung beginning inventory ay kung magkano or kung ilan ang stock na natitira doon sa previous accounting period. Okay, syempre alangan naman na every accounting period ay magze-zero out ka ng inventory. So, mayroon matitira diyan ng mga inventory. So, therefore, yung natitira mo na inventory noong last accounting period is yun yung magiging beginning inventory mo sa bago nating accounting period. So, i-add natin yung net purchases na na-compute natin kanina to get the all the goods na available for sale. So, net purchases, all goods bought during the period after the returns, allowance, and discounts are being deducted at inad na natin yung freight in. Okay? So, to compute the goods available for sale, ang formula natin is beginning inventory plus net purchases. So, lahat na nang nabili natin na goods, dinidakan natin ng allowance, ng discount, ng returns, ay i-add natin kay beginning inventory plus the freight in, yun yung ating goods available for sale or yun yung worth ng goods available for sale. So under the periodic system, for example, we have a beginning inventory of 20,000. Halimbawa, at the end of the accounting period, yung previous accounting period, may natira silang worth 20,000 na inventory and ngayon naman, ang ating net purchases ay 45,500. So, yung ating goods available for sale ay 65,500. So, paano natin nakuha yung 65,500? Inad lang natin yung beginning inventory at net purchases. Okay. Na bakit naman natin kailangan kunin yung goods available for sale? Because yun naman ang gagamitin natin para compute natin yung COGS or cost of goods sold. So, how to compute naman the cost of goods sold? So, the formula for cost of goods sold is goods available for sale minus ending inventory. So, the accurate ending inventory count is critical errors directly affect cost of goods sold and gross profit. So, kailangan ay accurate no yung ating inventory count sa perpetual method. Tama yung pagkakabilang natin dahil makakaapekto ito sa cost of goods sold at sa pagko-compute kung magkano yung ating profit. So step by step is yes, we have to identify the goods available for sale and then we will subtract the physical ending inventory count to find the cost of goods sold. So, saan natin gagamitin kanina yung um, goods available for sale ay dito. Ima-minus natin yung ending inventory count doon sa goods available for sale to find the COGS, okay, or the cost of goods sold. So, meaning to say, kapag nagkamali ka ng bilang sa yung ending inventory kung ilan na lang yung items na nandoon, ay possible na mali din yung COGS mo. Ay, hindi talaga possible. Mali talaga yung magiging COGS mo. At yung COGS mo naman or your cost of goods sold ay magdedetermine kung magkano yung kinita mo for the accounting period. So, dapat ay tama yung pagkakabilang ng inventory or ending inventory. Again, what is the formula for COGS? Okay, goods available for sale minus the physical ending inventory. Okay, for example, we have the goods available for sale na 65,500 and our ending inventory is worth 15,000. So ito yung worth ng binilang natin na item na natitira sa ating paninda. So therefore our COGS or cost of goods sold is equal to 65,500 minus 15,000. So ang ating COGS is 50,500. Okay. So again, sa ating periodic system, ito yung dapat nating tandaan. Paano ba nagpo-flow ang ating cost from the beginning inventory to COGS? Again, beginning inventory is the stock on hand at the start of the period. Ito yung mga inventory na ito yung mga stocks na natira last accounting period. So first is we have to compute the net purchases. The net purchases is lahat ng binili natin ngayong accounting period minus the return allowance and the discount at idadagdag natin yung nagastos natin sa freight in. While the goods available for sale ay i-add natin yung beginning inventory at yung net purchase. Okay. So after we compute the goods available for sale, we can now compute the COGS. So paano naman ko computein yung COGS? Goods available for sale minus the ending inventory. So kung ano yung available na item for sale, ima-minus yung mga natira na binilang natin na stocks, and that would be the COGS. So, bakit mahalaga ang COGS? Dahil dito natin malalaman kung kumita tayo or hindi. So, net sales and cost of goods sold. So, to find the profit or kung kumita tayo, ang gagawin natin is we will subtract net sales minus the cost of goods sold. Okay, lahat ng benta natin, lahat ng dumating na sales sa atin, ibabawas natin yung cost of goods sold, yung halaga nung nabenta natin, yung original price nung nabenta natin, and that would determine our profit kung tumubo tayo. Okay? Yung net sales, yun yung mga natanggap natin na pera. Yung cost of goods sold, yun yung mga pera na ginagastos natin sa pagbili ng items. And then, pag sinubtract natin, we will determine the gross profit or yung ating tubo. Now, aside from the merch, mga nagastos natin sa pagbili ng product or ng merchandise, we also have an operating expenses. Now, for our operating expenses, like for example, mga binayad natin sa kuryente, pinampasweldo natin, um, any expenses aside from pinambili natin ng merch, kailangan natin din siyang ilikom because it will have our operating income. So our operating income is computed by subtracting the expenses to the gross profit. Kung magkano yung tinubo natin doon sa net sales minus cost of goods sold, then ibabawas natin lahat ng operating expenses, lahat ng mga nagastos natin aside from pagbili ng stocks, will determine our income or our operating income. Okay, so that's why connect-connect siya. Kailangan alam natin yung beginning inventory, then we will compute the net purchases, then we will compute the goods available for sale. After that, we can compute the COGS. Kapag alam na natin yung COGS, we will compute the net sales and the gross profit. And after the gross profit, we will compute na the operating income, I mean. So, yon. So, connect siya. Okay, so let's have an example. For example, this is our journal entries. Again, we are dealing with periodic system. So, for example, we both merchandise worth 50,000. So, ano yung i-record natin? Purchases, debit, 50,000. And we'll assume that this is on account. So, therefore, we have an accounts payable of 50,000 credit. Now, for example, we return, may na-discover tayo na damage. So, we return worth 3,000 of merchandise. So, debit, accounts payable, 3,000 because mababawasan yung utang natin. And then, the purchase return or yung item na ni-return natin is worth 3,000. Now, for our freight in or our shipping fee, we paid 1,500 in cash. So, debit, freight in, 1,500, and then cash, credit, 1,500 because nagbayad tayo ng cash. Now, for accounts payable, another 2,000 is deducted. So, na-discover na natin na meron pa palang sira na hindi natin napansin yung item. And sabi ni seller, okay na yan, huwag na munang ibalik. So, hindi natin kailangang i-return yung item. So, nagbigay siya ng purchase allowance or nagbigay na lang siya ng bawas doon sa ating babayaran. So, therefore, magde-debit ulit tayo ng 2,000 for our accounts payable and purchase allowance. Since hindi naman tayo nag-return ng item, purchase allowance ang ilalagay natin, that is credit 2,000. So, magkano na yung ating accounts payable? So, for example, magbabayad na tayo in cash ng maaga. So, eligible for a discount. So, ang discount na makukuha natin is 1,000. So, magkano na lang yung ating accounts payable? Kung ibabawas sa magiging 45,000 na lang because nabawasan ng 3,000 and 2,000. So, 45,000 na lang yung ating accounts payable. Therefore, ang babayaran na lang natin in cash is 44,000 dahil meron tayong makukuhang discount na 1,000. So, bali, ang total pa din nun is 45,000 sa ating credit. Okay. So, period end adjustment, ano yung mga ina-adjust natin sa periodic? Okay, physical count. So, at sabi nga natin sa periodic, we count physically, no, the inventory unlike the perpetual. So, it determines the ending inventory value kung magkano na lang yung value ng ating inventory. Magkano na lang yung value ng ating merchandise. And then, next is to adjust inventory. Adjust inventory account to match the actual account. So, for example, nagkamali or meron na wawala na item. Hindi siya nagmamatch doon sa ating inventory. For example nga, halimbawa, nabasag or um, na halimbawa nasira sa fault natin or nanakaw. So yung kapag binilang natin yun, hindi siya magmamatch doon sa natitirang inventory. So therefore, we have to adjust the record. Okay, so paano natin siya i-adjust? Of course, yung purchases natin na naka debit, okay, gagawin natin siyang credit. Okay, parang ima-minus natin. And then closing purchases account to income summary. So, we tackled it already, how to close accounts. No? Kailangan at the end of the accounting period ay i-close natin yung mga temporary accounts. Then record COGS, which is goods available minus the ending inventory. Okay, how about in perpetual inventory system? Okay, sa perpetual inventory system, as I have said, no, we have continuous update of inventory. So, habang may bumibili, nagbabawas yung ating inventory and the COGS or cost of goods sold is updated every transaction. So, unlike the periodic na meron tayong physical count and then kailangan natin intayin yung end of the accounting period bago tayo magbilang at bago natin malaman kung ilan na lang yung stocks natin. Sa POS or sa perpetual inventory system natin ay ma-determine natin kung ilan na lang yung stocks in real time. Okay, no purchases account. So, purchases recorded directly to inventory account. As I have said, ano yung pagkakaiba ng periodic at perpetual? Sa perpetual ay ang ginagamit natin na term is inventory while sa periodic is purchases. So, therefore, walang purchases na account sa perpetual system. Returns, discounts, and write-in recorded immediately. So, yung mga returns and discounts and write-in ay nare-record agad-agad at ito ay pumapasok sa inventory na account. Okay, remember, wala tayong um, words na returns, discounts, and write-in sa ating perpetual. Nakikredit lang siya sa ating inventory. Okay? Pag write-in, debit, another inventory for debit. Pag discounts and returns, credit for our inventory. Ending inventory reflects real-time stock balance. So alam agad natin yung ending inventory every time. So we don't have to wait for the end of the accounting period because magre-reflect naman sa POS kung ilan na lang yung natitira nating mga stocks. So to purchase accounts, let's review how to record in a perpetual method. So, kapag tayo ay bumili ng merchandise, ang nade-debit ay the inventory directly. Hindi tayo gumagamit ng words na purchases. Now, kapag meron tayong purchase, return, and allowance, ang nababawasan ay yung ating inventory. Hindi tayo gumagamit ng purchase, return, and allowance. Ngayon naman, kapag tayo ay nagbayad ng shipping fee, nadadagdag din yon sa ating inventory account at hindi tayo nagsaseparate ng account for write-in. Okay, purchase discount, nag-reduce din yun ng inventory balance. Okay, kapag nakakuha tayo ng discount, nababawasan din yung worth ng ating inventory. So again, no separate purchases account. All updates go directly to inventory. Walang account na purchases sa ating perpetual method. So every transaction immediately updates the inventory account balance. Okay, how COGS is recorded on the perpetual system. So COGS is updated after every sale transaction. It is recorded immediately and not at the period end. So hindi katulad ng periodic, kailangan natin bilangin isa-isa at mag-antay ng end of the month. Ang COGS ng perpetual ay nare-record agad-agad in real time immediately. So ending inventory reflects the real-time stock levels at all times throughout the period. So every time na magtitingin tayo ng ending inventory, um, halimbawa at the end of the day, gusto nating malaman kung ilan na lang yung stocks na natitira, we can view it, okay? In our system, in our POS system. No period end adjustment needed for inventory or COGS. The system stays currently automatic. Okay, so walang period end adjustment. Naka-record na siya since we are using software. So, paano nga ba nako-compute ang COGS sa ating perpetual system? Okay, the beginning inventory is stock on hand at start of the period. So yung mga natirang inventory nung nakaraang accounting period, that would be the beginning inventory. Then the purchases or yung mga binibili nating merchandise ay madadagdag directly to the inventory account. And then, every time na bumibili na real-time balance um, na update agad yung balance ng inventory kung nababawasan or nadadagdagan. So, real-time balance every purchase transaction. And then, COGS recorded at each sale. Ending inventory is equals to real-time stocks. So, hindi na natin kailangan mag-antay because it is in real time. Okay, madali nating malaman yung stocks, madali nating malaman yung COGS, madali nating malaman kung ilan na yung nabenta natin. So, perpetual inventory system journal entry. So how do we journalize naman the perpetual? So, buy inventory. If we buy inventory, ano yung debit natin? Inventory worth 10,000. Credit, accounts payable 10,000. So, halimbawa, meron tayong biniling merchandise on account. So, yun. May debit yung ating inventory, madadagdagan yung inventory natin, at makikredit natin yung ating accounts payable. Now, meron tayong binalik na items, mga bad order. So, ano yun? Debit accounts payable, mababawasan yung utang natin ng 1,000. And then, credit inventory, 1,000. Makikredit yung ating inventory or mababawasan din yung ating inventory. Bakit credit? Kasi siya ay nakadebit. At kung i-return natin yung item, so that is credit palabas sa ating negosyo. Then, freight in, again, sa ating perpetual method, wala tayong account na freight in. So, therefore, another debit for inventory again. So, that is 500 kung ang shipping fee natin ay 500. And then, credit is cash dahil maglalabas tayo ng 500 na cash pangbayad sa ating shipping fee. Now, what if we have a discount? Nagkaroon tayo ng discount. So, therefore, mababawasan ang ating accounts payable. So, for example, ang discount natin ay 200, mababawasan yung ating utang ng 200, at makikredit naman yung ating inventory ng 200. Notice that we don't have purchase discount, freight in account, and return sa ating perpetual method. Puro inventory lang yung ginagamit. It's either debit or credit lang sa inventory. Now, for our sale, for example, nakabenta tayo ng item. So, debit accounts receivable if it is not paid in cash. So, for example, nakabenta tayo ng worth 15,000. So, that is our debit accounts receivable, meaning may inaantay tayong sisingilin, and credit is sales 15,000. Now, ang ating sale, ang kanyang worth or cost of goods sold is 8,000. So, we have to record that in our book. So, debit is COGS 8,000 and the credit is the inventory worth 8,000. Remember that inventory is updated immediately after transaction and no purchases account all goes to inventory. Okay. So again, ulit-ulit na lang tayo. I hope maaalala nyo. Okay, ulitin ulit natin. Periodic versus perpetual. Periodic system, the inventory is updated at the period end. And it uses purchases account. Write-in is recorded separately. Physical count required for COGS and simple and low-cost setup. While in perpetual, inventory is updated every each transaction. We use this inventory account directly. So, hindi tayo gumagamit ng purchase account. Inventory ang ginagamit natin sa perpetual. Write-in is added to inventory. So, wala tayong separate account for write-in, but it is added to inventory. And then COGS is recorded at every sale. So, we determine the COGS after every sale. Hindi na natin kailangang i-compute at the end of the accounting period because it is already there. And then real-time accuracy and control. So, makokontrol natin, malalaman natin yung stocks natin in real time. Kung magkano na kung ilan na lang yung stocks natin, magre-reflect siya in real time using our system or POS system. Okay. So, for your formative assessment, so given the data using this figure, so the beginning inventory is 20 and you purchase 50,000, purchase return is 3,000, purchase allowance is 2,000, purchase discount is 1,000, freight in is 1,500, and the ending inventory is 15,000. Now, what you're going to do is to compute the net purchase. Next is goods available per sale, and then the COGS, okay, using the periodic method. So, this is one. Okay. Anong gagawin dito? You will compute for the COGS. Now, another problem here, okay, you have to journalize using periodic and perpetual this problem. Okay, you both inventory worth 8,000 on account, return goods worth 500, freight in 300, paid the remaining balance with 2% discount, and sold 2,000 with a cost of 1,500. So, ano yung gagawin nyo naman dito? So, dito kanina, you will be computing for the COGS only, while here you will be computing for the gross profit. So find the value of each and compute the gross profit using periodic system. So I have here data, beginning inventory is 5,000 and the ending inventory is 11,150. Now what you're going to do, solve for the net purchase, solve for the goods available per sale, solve for COGS, and then the sale and the gross profit. So I believe I have discussed it in this video. So you can compute it now. Okay, so that's all for your assessment. First one is ito, find the COGS using the periodic. Pangalawa ito, i-journal nyo muna periodic and perpetual, and after that, you will find the gross profit using periodic system. Okay, so for our business application, how COGS and inventory system impact business decision? It is to set the right selling price using COGS data to ensure the profitability and stay competitive. So, kailangan natin ma-determine yung COGS para makapagpresyo tayo ng maayos at para malaman natin kung meron bang tutubuin at syempre kung alam natin para halimbawa, meron ba tayong laban sa mga competitors natin when in terms to pricing? We have to make smarter inventory decision, reorder levels, stock controls, and reducing holding costs. And also use COGS for profit planning and accurate financial reporting to guide business strategy. Okay, now for your self-check, was it hard for you to distinguish periodic versus perpetual? Nahirapan ba kayo? So, I hope not, no? Because, ilang beses kong inulit sa video na 'to, and we also had the previous videos, no, the difference between periodic and perpetual. Okay, how about in computing the net purchase correctly? Nahirapan ka ba? Okay, so review and tandaan yung formula. And then know when to record COGS. So of course, it depends in the method. No, is it perpetual or periodic? So pag periodic, at the end of the accounting period, kapag perpetual, it is in real time. Okay, what are the common errors na nangyayari? So, forgetting about write-in. So, sometimes nakakalimutang ilagay yung write-in. And then, mixing up account names. So, napaghahalo-halo yung mga account names. Remember that iba yung terminologies na ginagamit sa perpetual and sa periodic. Then, inaccurate ending inventory counts. So, magkakaroon din ng error kapag mali yung pagkakabilang natin sa ating inventory, and also wrong system use. So, kapag ginamit natin yung system na hindi naman applicable sa ating business, it might cause an error. For hindi pala siya applicable sa perpetual or hindi pala siya applicable sa periodic. Okay? So, tips to fix, always check your formula. And then label each account clearly. So, kailangan alam natin kung ano ba talagang account na bibilang, yung nire-record natin. And verify inventory account. Always check the inventory kung tama yung pagkakabilang. And then, of course, review both systems side by side. If you are not, halimbawa, ang ginagamit mo ay perpetual, okay, you can review the result using the periodic, no? But of course, it's not applicable if it's a very large business. But kung maliit lang and then you have your small, if you have your POS in your small sari-sari store, you can review if match ba siya sa iyong periodic or perpetual system. Okay? So, again, tandaang maigi ang pagkakaiba ng perpetual and periodic because they have many differences. Okay, so to further your study, hybrid inventory system combining periodic or perpetual method for flexible, efficient tracking. So you can use perpetual and periodic in recording, okay, and also for checking kung meron bang discrepancy and impact of inventory errors, how miscounts affects COGS, gross profit, and financial statement across period. Paano makakaapekto yung mali ang pagkakabilang mo sa yung inventory or yung stocks at the end of the accounting period? How will it affect your COGS, your profit, and financial statement? And technology and perpetual tracking using POS system, barcodes, and software for real-time inventory updates. So, lalo na ngayon in modern times, now, we usually use POS na talaga for mas madaling way ng pagre-record. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you learned something new about how to compute gross profit. Okay, we have another lesson tomorrow, which is about financial statement of merchandising. So, kailangan ma-master nyo muna to because it is needed for our next lesson. Okay, so if you have questions, message lang. And kung merong hindi naiintindihan, pwedeng balikan yung part ng video na to. Or kung hindi naman, ay pwedeng magtanong directly to me. Okay, for your attendance, kindly comment your surname in the comment section of this video so that alam ko kung talagang nanood kayo or hindi. And also, thumbs up, press the like button. Okay, that's all for today. See you on our next video or maybe face-to-face na. Bye everyone!